Let's talk about something that we're supposed to be talking about way, way, way more, but we are avoiding to do so. And these are some of the fundamental stories that we are telling to ourselves. What are the stories? What are the fundamental beliefs that we are so deeply believing in our lives? For example, what kind of a person are you? Are you a fit person or are you a fat person? Or are you a person who is good with other people? Are you a social person or a not social person? You are going to school because you love what you do and you love drawing. You are a kind of person who knows how to draw, or you are a kind of person who doesn't know how to draw. And the list can go on and on and on and on and on. The point I want to talk here is the stories that we are telling to ourselves, the stories that we are telling to ourselves day to day, and even more so the core stories, the core belief systems that we are having as human beings. Because at the end of the day, this is the thing. These are the things. These are the ideas that are creating our core identity. This will be the determinants of how we are acting throughout the day. And this will be the thing that will be 100% determining us as human beings, us as persons, if you will. So what are the stories? And I would like to tell you some examples here. So for example, I know that if I'm acting, if I have a story for myself that, brother, today's a day when I love what I do and I cannot wait to do my thing, then I will be acting from the story that I know what I just freaking love what I do. I just love, doing sales. I'm a great salesperson. I love doing what I'm doing eventually, and I'm good with this. I'm coming from a great belief. I really know that what I'm doing is truly great and stuff like that. On the other hand, if I'm coming from a story that, this is something that is holding me back in life, this is something that is not good for me, this is perhaps not the best use of my time, and therefore, if I'm coming from this story, that I will hold myself back. In comparison, if I'm coming from the first story that I'm the thing that I'm doing is good, then I'll be coming from a place of I really want to do this. And the main thing that I want to talk to you about here is that we are having this underlying belief system, this underlying story regarding to something, regarding to how we are acting in life. So for example, whether you want to do something or not want to do something, and we are just coming up with these stories all around it. And if, for example, if you really want to do something, if again, like someone would hold a gun next to your mom's head or your loved one's head and said to you that, bro, if you do not run a marathon, then I will, you know, do you think that you would be able to run the marathon? 99% of people would. Do you see? Like, this is the drive, and this would be the story in this case. So if you tell that, yeah, the reason why I'm doing this is this, like, I have to do this no matter what, then at the 10th kilometer or whatever, you wouldn't say that, yeah, I'm tired and I cannot do that. In comparison, if you wouldn't have this unreasonable unreasonable idea behind it, this unreasonable story that, yeah, I have to do this because someone else's life is dependent on me, then you really wouldn't have this thing. And so what I feel here and what I want to really share with you is that what we are and how we feel about something and how we really perceive this is the core thing. And everything is built all around that. So for example, if you really want to run that marathon, then you will find ways and stories how to run that marathon. And if you do not want to run that marathon, then you will find stories why do you want to do that. And so for example, if you for example, suppose that you've been waiting all day long to be able to go to the gym, and suppose that it is raining outside, and it is like a shitty weather, and whatever happened, then you will perceive yourself as, I'm this go and get it motherfucker, and I will go to the gym, whatever it takes. And that will be your story. And you will perceive everything, everything that, could be stopping you as part of the challenge for that day. And you will be operating from that story. On the other hand, if you really have like a shitty day and you do not really want to go to the gym, and you will say that, you will perceive everything as something that could be stopping, and you will come out with all these excuses. And this is the main idea, and this is the core thing that I want to talk to you about, that the thing, you are the source, and everything that is all around you and seems that it might be a reason for you to do this, or the reason for you not to do that, are parts of the story. The issue is not that the weather is bad, or you do not have the running shoes, or whatever the stories that you are coming up in regards to why you cannot do something. The point is that you do not want to do that. You do not want to do that. And so the question is, what are your beliefs? Why don't you want to do that? What are the things that are holding you back in this? And this is the discussion I'm having with myself every single day. What are the things that are holding myself back? What are the things that I'm really coming up with? What are the beliefs that I have? So I can understand them, so I can see them, so they are not the ones that are driving me. And I know deeply, and I know clearly that these videos are putting me into perspective, and somewhere deep inside myself, I really have this need for expressing these ideas. And on the other hand, I really have some insecurities in regarding to being able to express these ideas, because I just feel that I have to like push them out somehow. And so this is also a story, like, how am I perceiving this thing? What is the place that I'm coming from? Because this is the main idea, guys, over here. If you really want to do something, you will be able to do that. This is the thing. Anything that seems to be the obstacle is just created here. The real reason you are not going to get that is because you are holding yourself back with something. And most of the times, these are some super fundamental stories and super fundamental ideas that you are not even realizing. So, for example, you do not really want to lose weight because not because of you do not have the running shoes, but because you are afraid that you would become a new person, and therefore you wouldn't be able to fit into that social group, for example, and into that role that you are playing in that social group. So, for example, you wouldn't be able to play the role of the fat kid and the person who is like beaten down all the time. So therefore you would have to really face yourself, and you might have to change your identity, and you might have to do some hard things that you are so afraid of. And so these are, again, some great ideas from Jordan B. Peterson, that what are you holding in the dark, bro? Like, what are you holding? What are you holding in the dark? What are you choosing not to face with? And those are the real things that you should be really talking about. And what are the things that you are coming up with so you can have a reason, so you can have a story around that, so you can have an excuse around that? What are those excuses? Because everything in life is an excuse, bro, if you really think about that. Like, again, with the marathon, 99% of people wouldn't be able to run a marathon if they wouldn't have like an unreasonable reason to do that. On the other hand, if your loved one's life would depend on it, you would be able to do that. So what I want to emphasize here is that we are hiding all these things from ourselves, and coming up with all these stories all around it, and coming up with all these beliefs and with all the reasons. So, brother, what are your reasons? Why aren't you doing 100% what you really feel that you should be doing? And so, this had been a little thought experiment, and I just wanted to share this with you, and hopefully, it helps to think about it, to think about yourself, because everything that you're telling to yourself is a story. You are built up from the stories. So again, what are the places that you are afraid to look at? What would happen if you would really start that business and if you really succeed at the business? Are you afraid of succeeding? Are you afraid of changing up your identity, your personality, your thing you're good at? Are you really afraid to go to the gym because you would have to change up, your whole life, and you wouldn't be able to be that person who you were? What are your real reasons, brother? Peace.